3, 2, 1.
Get ready.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Trace Coronas.
Woo!
And this time we actually have Coronas, just like I promised. And I didn't even break my promise last time.
Here we go.
It's fine. Today we saw a tweet from Michael Kitces that we wanted to talk about. The essence of the tweet is just how important brand is to people who are choosing a financial advisor. So Johnny, do you want to give us a little bit more context of what we saw in the study?
Yes. So Michael was referencing just a recent study which was asking consumers to rank like what was important to them when choosing an advisor, and people responded with things like planning services, investment management services, fees were on there, and brand was actually ranked as most important.
Okay. So you guys have been working in the financial industry as marketers for over 10 years now, not to age them, but it's been a while.
In collective experience.
Yes. Does this result surprise you?
No. I mean, brand is this weird word that I think a lot of people means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, or people have different things come to mind when you hear it. A lot of people think, oh, it's my logo, it's the colors I use, it's the voice of my blogs or whatever. But really, ultimately, it's just like how people feel about you. That's the most important thing. And of course, I'm not going to pick an advisor that I don't feel good about. And a lot of things go into creating that feeling and how you feel about that advisor. So that makes total sense to me.
So what do you think is the most important thing for advisors to keep in mind when they're building their own personal brand? I mean, if you had to choose one thing about a brand that's really important, do you have a top choice?
I think my go-to answer is empathy. Okay. So it's very cliche to talk about authenticity and being authentic when you build a personal brand, but authenticity to me doesn't really mean anything if there's not empathy to go with it. And so if in the way that you're crafting your messaging and how you're relating to people, if that's not at the core, nothing else in your brand really resonates.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If authenticity is cliche, I'm going to say straight shootingness is the most important thing to your brand. Because, you hear a lot of people when you ask them a question, they don't actually answer the question. And, they're sort of talking around things and using big words. And a lot of people, I think that's a lot of people's feeling about advisors in general. And so if you can break through that and bring through your straight shooting self, then I think that'll really connect with people.
Yeah.
One thing I love when we are working with advisors who have a really strong brand and are really confident in that brand is they are not afraid to turn people away if they feel like someone doesn't match, I hate to say their vibe as a Gen Zer, but their vibe, their brand, who they want to work with and who they think they'll best serve. They're not afraid to turn them away, and I think having a really strong personal brand is a part of that. It's not being afraid to say no. Why do you think that brand is becoming increasingly more important for advisors?
I don't think brand ever really went anywhere in terms of importance. I think we're trying to put the reason I think it's becoming, or it's more and more something people are talking about, is that we're trying to put a finer point on it for advisors. So it's something that we can, of course, as a marketing agency, so it's something that we can sell, but so for advisors, so it's something that you can actually encompass and know that you're doing well. And so I feel like that's a big part of it, is we understand brand on a deeper level than we have in the past, maybe.
I think,
Go ahead.
I think that part of it is just this huge era of distrust. I feel like a lot of people just don't really trust what they see on the internet. They don't trust, what they hear from other people necessarily. So they really want to dig in and find things for themselves. So if I have a friend recommend a financial advisor to me, if I go and look at that financial advisor's website and it's not something that I'm interested, I don't feel like I can trust that person or that financial advisor, then it's a no for me. Even if they're this is the best advisor I've ever worked with. If it doesn't feel like it's connected to me in that sense, then I won't do it. And I think that's just there's so much crap on the internet and it's hard to know what's true. And so it's really important to stand out and have a really strong brand that way. so you can build trust.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with all that. I think, too, that just in the maturation stage of where independent advice is at right now is a big reason why brand is seemingly such a big talking point. You know, brand's always been important for the big, long-standing brands like, you know, Wells Fargo and Schwab. These companies have been around for a long time. RIAs, in comparison, have not. You know, it's just kind of a couple decades. And so just reaching RIAs becoming like national brands, and that's trickling down to like what those kind of small businesses that most of them have been and are. And so it's just, I think, a reflection of the maturity of that segment overall, that brand is now become such a dominant part of the discussion.
For sure.
I think Johnny's brand is mostly that he holds this microphone and we don't hold the microphones, and so it's like, this is part of my brand. I'm not a microphone holder, and your brand is that you are a microphone holder.
I like to be in control.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, thank you so much, Michael Kitces, for tweeting that and giving us something to talk about this week. Catch Johnny and I at Orion Ascent this March, if you want to meet up.
Coming up fast.
Slide into our DMs, I guess.
Get in there.
All right, thank you guys so much. Follow us at 3 Crowns Marketing for more Trace Coronas and other marketing-related fun. See you later.
3, 2, 1.
Get ready.